Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the Professor with Day Trading for Success. So we're just gearing up to get ready to start streaming live for trading, and you'll be seeing me in just a second. Okay, here I am live. Good morning. So let's talk about the more bad news. I'll tell you, huh? If any administration forced us into a bear market, it's been this one. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to go compare to all the others, but wow, this didn't need to happen. And I'm trying to adjust to it. There's a lot of traders that just don't want to trade this type of trading at all, let alone take swings. And just waiting now because I thought maybe we were near the bottom and then the news just got worse. So yeah, I don't know where we're at right now. Since they bombed all those gas fields or whatever in Iran, they're retaliating all over. It's an interesting strategy to just it affects the global economy. So that's pretty much all they got. It seems like. Not that I'm a military expert, but so where does that put us poor little traders? The style of trading that we're doing here is really designed for this kind of stuff, right? But because we're just in and out in seconds and minutes, we're not going to hang around to see what weird news catalyst hits yet, next. But the thing is that we shouldn't be trading off news catalysts on a particular stock for sure. If you're looking for a consolidation, trying to find a ceiling and a floor and take our profits in between those levels. We don't want an individual stock to be have a catalyst, and we certainly don't want something for the overall market. So it's something different that doesn't happen a real lot. Usually, it's a Fed announcement or something that affects everything. That is strong enough right now where it's like each individual stock is not consolidating. They're all moving every which way. I've been having a problem with it since Thursday, Friday. I felt more lucky than controlled, quite frankly. But I do see the levels at. They were calling themselves out yesterday afternoon. For those of you that joined me in the afternoon, I was able to bump it up over 200, and we're just going for 100, 120, $200 a day. If I see it there, I'll go for more, sure, under the same low share size parameters. Obviously, you can trade this strategy, any share size, and many of the traders I know are doing that. They're doing the scalp and recoil or the RV range, which is bigger range. 1,000, 2,000 shares, certainly 500 shares. So we're staying like 300 is the highest I go on Tesla. And we're staying usually around 50 or 100, excuse me, or 100 shares. This is actually where I was set yesterday for half of my Tesla was 150 to get in and then double down. This is a Thinkorswim layout. For those of you that are new to that, you don't have to have this layout. I have it kind of cramped over on the right here because the YouTube can cut 60-second shorts with just this section of it and then a bigger chart here. So the main thing that I have here that I find extremely important is the range. And there's several ones. One of them has 9 candles, which is really good too. And this will give you the target of what you're going for when you get into a trade by taking the average of the last 5 candles. And then the other one is the last 9 candles. So I made this sort of like a 5-minute. So this one is kind of the one that helps you deal with risk. And then this one down here, the Scalp Pro Meter, which if you don't own it, no matter what, you should get this. This is like a way to enhance your volume, where you have the sellers inside of a column and the buyers inside of the 1 minute column here. You always set your chart for today, not one day. Well, actually, that's for the market magnet. I'm sorry. Just as long as you're on a 1 minute chart. Now, this will work on a 5 minute chart. You just have to go in the little gear wheel and set it for 5 minutes on the actual study itself, which is like right here. If you go into this study here, oh, it's down here. Okay. So if you go into this little gear wheel right here, you can, did I just open the wrong thing? Yes, I apparently did. No, that's it. Okay. Yeah, here's your period. So you can set this for a different period. So right now it's set on 1 minute. I haven't done that in so long, I forgot what I was doing there. And then why we've got this open, you can see I like my EMAs, are the 9 and the 20. And then obviously I have the VWAP no matter what. Then my daily SMAs, 50, 100, and 200, but on a 1 minute chart. So when you come across them, watch out, look for them. This is the candle range tracker, which we just talked about at the top. Then I have the MACD. These are the white arrows, very, very accurate, set for the 920 and the 6 exponential, kind of souped up. Based on back testing, and it literally just, so you don't have to read the convergence, divergence, you can literally just have an arrow and tell. You don't have to become a rocket scientist, so that makes it good. The buy-sell oscillator is based on relative strength index, and that's that little green arrow there. Now that is not as that's not as right as often as the MACD. I'll usually look at that. I keep that on my chart because the relative strength index is warning me that I might be at the end of that move. Like, be careful. So in the case like, actually that wasn't really, that's part of the market magnet here. Do I have a relative strength? Yeah, here we go. So as this was going up, this came up and said, hey, it may turn around soon, and it indeed did. But it, if you jumped out right then, or jumped in right then thinking to go down, you would have got hurt first. So I always look at the RSI, take a beat, take a minute, and think about it. It's warning you, whereas the MACD is almost immediate, goes the direction. So both of those are on there with arrows, which are very, very helpful. And then the market magnet, which is right here, that's the magnet. That's going to be where the volume weighted price average, that's the most that has just happened right there, averaged out. And then usually when you see these blue lines come in, I say usually because it's not always, the magnet's going to pull toward, because that's showing you volume that just happened. It's going to pull toward that, and people misunderstand this a lot. Not everybody has the market magnet. This is a prop firm high-tech indicator that's used by professionals that you can get, but you need to learn how to read it. People will read volume in different ways, and they certainly don't use the volume profile like this normally. They have it over to the right of the screen, and they're looking for the valleys and the cliffs and the valleys, and they're looking to see if there's less liquidity and it's going to drop off there, or more, and that's the way they read it. And people read it in all kinds of different ways. This is kind of giving you a leg up immediately. So when you see the volume come in, usually it's going to pull the price toward that, what has just happened, because that's where everything's waiting. So you just remember it's short term up there because they're going to get their orders filled. There's all kinds of ways to look at it, but it's a very helpful indicator. And I am going to do more videos on each indicator, so I can explain what I, as a coder, how they're designed and how they're supposed to work. A multi-time alignment, that's what I was starting to get into. So this is showing you when other time frames on other charts are about to close every 5 minutes and what size they are. And trading with multi-chart alignment is very important. I split it up where I put the labels over here, right? 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Again, it's telling me when the candle's about to switch, what is everybody else looking at? They're all looking at short, 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 down. So it's just helpful. Next is the whole and half dollar. That won't populate until the market opens, and then you'll see every whole and half dollar line marked. So psychological points for trading. Good to remember that they're there. You can draw them yourself. This is a beta. I'm still working on this. That's calling a biased dynamically every minute. That's the black label right there. It'll light up just before market open or right at market open. And call a bias right now, it is based on how close we are to the VWAP. Was there a gap? It's taking into account the indices as well. What are they doing? Which way are they moving right now in the moment, and the 20-day moving average to call an immediate bias of which way to trade short term. And that's why I would use it on a 1 minute or 5 minute chart. And you can usually capitalize because we all look at like the SPY and the QQQ and, oh, it's going this way, you know, maybe we should, you know, well, this is going to just tell you without you having to look over at the chart. If they're aligning, if everything's aligning, it's like it's a more likely probability that it'll go the direction that it calls the bias. And they'll say strong or weak or whatever. So I'm still working on that because I get asked for that the most. Where do I find the stocks? And how do I call the bias? And then down here, this is a very short version of giving you the average of a stock. What is the volatility in a 1 minute time frame? And we want to have over 50K at least. 100K is better, and anything above that means we're really getting that movement. And this is giving you an average, not at the moment, an average for the day that you should expect. So those are all very handy indicators that I use all the time. The 5 minute does have a version of the new one working over here, calling the bias. This is a earlier beta version that I just kept up for now. I'm still monitoring all these things. And then, of course, it does have the other thing that this new indicator is going to have is the ATR quarter, half, and whole, as well as the pre-market low, high, and center. And they're all going to pop up shortly before market opens within 5 minutes on this chart. Actually, they're already here. On the ATRs are here, but the pre-market won't light up. The thickest line is the half. That seems to be the most respected historically, and then the quarter is the second most respected. The 3/4 is less respected than the whole. I don't know why. This is just back data. So red for down, green for up, kind of giving you. You'll see if any of those, you know, are any of them gonna actually be respected. You never know, right? So it's just guidelines. But the ATR is pretty hotly respected, and you want to remember that. This is the overall what we're going for here. So I have 6 screens around. I have scanners set up, and this is coded to pick up the best possible volatility of these stocks. They're sort of the same players come up. This is the #1 consolidation scanner that I coded a while ago for a prop firm if they want to trade the RV strategy or a range-bound strategy with a lot of volatility. So you're going to see the same players pop up, but occasionally, like Intel's not always here, and Netflix certainly not always here. So those are ones you might want to look at, you know. We're going to go over that in a second. And then the second scanner is #2. I call it Professor's #2. This is also got this is priced between $25 and $400. ATR over 3, it must be average true range. This is only 10K volume needed. So you're going to get some of the big players if they fall in between the price and the ATR. And it has to move at least 15 cents in 1 minute. So it's a little slower, but if we can't find anything that's consolidating, we might want to look at that scanner. Some people only trade off this scanner. Why? They like the slower moves. Slower, you know, they get in and they wait 5 minutes, you know. So this is a good 5 minute candle one. And then #3 is that I most often use, and all these are available, is 50K minimum volume per 1 minute candle, $25 to $200 price mark and a market cap of 2 billion or more, ATR above 1.5. And this has to move. This will usually, one of these will usually move, 10 to 15 cents in 10 seconds. And right now we're pre-market, obviously. So you'll get different players. So if you're not seeing something that works, that's great. Now people are don't do it then. That's great. It's not that it's great, but keep looking. So people were asking me in an email, why aren't I looking at the defense stocks? Why aren't I looking at the energy stocks? So let me show you why. See this? This is giving the average volume. There's MU in a 1 minute. Okay. Here's a defense stock. Look at the volume there. How can we trade that? That's average in a day on the 1 minute candle. These are buy and hold kind of things, guys. Here's another one, Lockheed Martin. See it? It's just, you can't trade it, guys. Not the way we're trading. Here's another one. These are all defense ones. Okay. So, and then if you get into energy, although Chevron has possibilities, and I have done it before, I would be afraid right now to chase these. And then here's Exxon. It also, look at that, it's higher than usual. So, that's, I'm actually not going to, I'm going to clear these in case I ever get over here to look at these. But I don't think I'm going to go there and chase a catalyst type stock. So that, hopefully that answered your questions. Today, MU is, we take a quick look at this. Scary, scary stock. I will probably be trading this at the open, and I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an instant reclaim of the VWAP and then a drop. That's what I'm looking for. So I would go short. Now let's see what it looks like. We've got 12 minutes, but I would go short off that level, but I'm going to go really low share size, like 10 or 15 shares. This one's been constantly stinging me. And that's kind of what I'm looking at as a number one contender. I believe even though it's had a big drop off, it's going to drop more. I think it was kind of overinflated to begin with. I wish I would have caught more of the drop off, that already happened. So, but that's that, and I could be wrong, and who knows, right? Nobody really, really knows what's going on. The other ones, obviously, I'll be looking at Apple, Tesla, AMD, NVIDIA, MSTR, MU, Oracle, I said MU, Palantir. They're up here, and I'm going to kind of follow their price movement on a 1 minute chart, just so we see. And then I will, of course, be watching the SPY and the QQQ to see what's going on. I have Benzinga up for the news, and somebody asked about that. I am a Benzinga lifetime pro member, so I don't have to worry about fees anymore or anything like that. I'm important in my own mind. So, as a contributor, I'm always having this up, and right now I'm having it linked news, overall news in this case, but often I will have it set for specific things. These will open up once the market opens. But I'm just looking for big news right now, and so that's interesting news, huh? Anyway, so that's up here, and I'll be looking at that, and then of course I have the news that is linked to whatever stock I'm trading that's on Thinkorswim itself. So on Thinkorswim, you have the 1 minute chart I started to say, and then you have the day chart down here. I'll have the 50, 100, and 200 SMA on this. Yeah, that was crazy yesterday. So this is due for a retracement, but you never know. I believe it'll be $500 right now, though, in this environment. Who knows, right? And then you have your active trader here. I'll be taking my trades here. I'll be watching. I don't need to watch as much of the book. I don't need to go as deep on the level 2 on large caps. I'm literally looking for a swell very, very close to the price action. 5 minute chart down here. And that has also has the market pulse on it, so it's showing the QQQ, the SPY, and the SMH, what they're doing at the moment in a 5 minute increment, right there. Wherever chart you put this on, it's going to read at that time frame increment. So you might not want it so short. We're doing the strike and recoil, and just to, if you're new here, what the strike and recoil is, we're looking for a ceiling and a floor, like the RV strategy. We're trying to tighten that as much as we can, maybe 25 cents between the two, a range. In other words, it's a range, right? And then we're looking for the stock to abruptly go one way or the other way, and we go the opposite. So like a snake striking, we try to catch the recoil. This is basically the ABCs of scalping. When you're first beginning, that's how you scalp. It's sort of like buy the dip. It's kind of like just ahead of buy the dip, just the next level of learning how to scalp. So if you can learn how to do the strike and recoil, which is just a cute name, right, for something that's been done forever. I did not invent it, okay, but I'll take the name, all right. But I do think there's not a lot of traders that trade this, that either are afraid on a 1 minute chart or a 30-second chart to do this, or just never took the time to really understand this type of short-term acceleration price data. And most of the indicators that you see that I have, they're designed for very fast moves. Most of the millionaires at prop firms, which are the funded traders that don't have the money, if you don't know what a prop firm is, they'll fund people that have skills. Most of the traders make their millions scalping. That's just the bottom line. Or momentum trading. Which could be considered scalping in a way, except you buy high and sell higher, or keep buying high and then cut your position, then buy again and take the profit as you go. And you're looking for a catalyst to do that type of trading, which I also do on a different platform, because Thinkorswim is just not the best at that. Let's get right into the news, which you all probably know. I'm going to be short biased today, no question about it. Now, why this is, I mean, in some ways, we're like totally positioned to trade this where other people are not. We're totally positioned to trade a market that you cannot call, because that's the market we're in right now. The slightest bit of weird news, a fart that comes from the White House, can change change the way the market moves. Pardon my crudeness. But so that a lot of traders just sit out. Scalpers too. They just sit out unless you see a real catalyst mover, like a momentum trader will be in on this for sure. They might have to make arrangements to short when it's hard to borrow a stock, if you know what I mean. I'm getting too advanced for a lot of people, but they might stick in it. But most scalpers are a little concerned. But your very short-term scalpers, this is an opportunity. What we can't call, it's not an opportunity. It's a continuation of the strategy working. It will work no matter what the market is doing. Now, I've been struggling because I've been so close to long, been doing long bias for so long that I forgot how I used to trade scalp in a bear market, and I would call it short bias. You can, as it goes down, you can recoil up. For some reason in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, it's not gonna, it won't go back up. I'm more afraid to recoil off of a short than I am off of a long right now. So, but I want to get in a position that if it keeps striking, I'm not going to get destroyed, that it will come back to a recoil. So I don't know if that was too complicated, but it is hard, even with this strategy right now, to call it, but I am calling it short bias now. We'll see what the market reveals. That can change at any moment. So as I read the news here, we've got about 5 minutes or less. The Fed obviously threw us for a loop yesterday and everything dropped, and the sentiment is pretty weak right now. The market's pretty weak, going down. Everything is calling short. Every stock that hit the scanner is calling short right now. Every single one. And the only one that's taking pause for some reason is Netflix. I do not know why. Do they have earnings today or something? I don't know what the deal is with Netflix. Coin and MSTR are kind of neutral, waiting to see what Bitcoin does, BTC does. That's it. There's not really great news going on here for us, so to help us, So I'm all set up here to go. I'm on MU. Let me make sure everything's working here. Oh, why is this not working still? What is going on here? Wow, and I've already logged off. That should not be having a problem here. I don't know what's going on here. It's a weird thing on my mouse pad. Somebody must know what that means, and I don't. Well, I won't be adjusting it there. Let's just make sure I can adjust it here. I can't. Oh, guys, I'll be right back. Try to get back in time for the open. Damn. I'm still here. I'm having to log off and log back on to fix this problem. It's because I code. That's what I've been told that I code on the open platform, and then don't let it reconcile. Before I start to try to use all of the tools, and it just can't deal with the coding that I've been doing on the back end. And I go in and I not just code the studies, I code the tools, which you're not supposed to do. But so I'm a bad person. Just a minute, guys. I'm getting in here. Oh, come on. I've got only 2 minutes. Give me a break. Trying to make sure my account's not going to show and everything else. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. There we go. I'm back on. Let me get MU up. Hopefully it's going to work now. That still didn't clear up. I don't know what's going on down there, but I think I can do it here. Yes, this is what I really care about. So I needed to reclaim here to go short, otherwise I will not. And I'm going to go down to 25 shares. And I don't think I'm going to average in if it goes against me. So it's not a question of just jumping on and going straight down. Now remember, I don't recommend you trading the open at all. Basically, you're here to see how I trade. You trade your own way, right? That's what somebody told me to say yesterday. They watched my videos and they're a lawyer. He's a lawyer, not there. He said you should just make it very clear, not that you're not just licensed, but when you trade live, anybody who watches is a spectator, that you're not recommending what they do. So remember that, guys. You do your own due diligence, and everybody tries to make my disclaimer stronger. You know, I'm thankful for. Nobody really knows, guys. See, the pre-market came up now, so it's right at the center section that I might consider selling the ask as it pops up here. We have 18 seconds. Let me check our delay here. 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Not too bad. I don't know if you guys have any better. Here we go. $1.5 lines filled in. Oh, it's not going to reclaim any VWAP. Wow, the VWAP is chasing it, though. Interesting. See all that volume coming in? Pulled the magnet down. This might become a no trade. I am not going to chase it down, so you know I hate to do that. Sometimes I will, and it seems like every single time it hits me. It's not the strategy. And you just get caught up in the FOMO and look at that, over 1.5 million, 1.6 million. It's still not even close. That'll probably break 2 million of. Now the VWAP's coming down, so it's getting easier to claim up here because it was way up here. Yeah. Could have grabbed it there. Look at how many. Each one of those is 50 cents, guys. That's how far that moved. That's from $26 down to $23. $3 on that one candle. This is why you got to be careful. We're so far from the VWAP. I can't in good conscience grab that. I'm thinking about it though, because it's showing a repetitive pattern here. Somehow when you zoom in, it makes it look more scary. Market's saying down. Everything's saying down. So this dynamic one started to work. The first hour says down. I just was hoping I might get a better entry, but it doesn't look like it. Nope. If it reclaims up here, I'll take it. I'll adjust my entry. That's up to 2650 range. We're way down here. What I would get for what I sell at the ask. Whoa. That was a spike up there, huh? I'll try to take that. I tried to grab that. Okay, so if this doesn't, it's reclaiming the VWAP. I got it at 2841. That's not bad, really. Let's see if it dips way back down. I could have already taken a profit there. I think I'm just going to take a profit there, 41 bucks. So just 25 shares, $41 in a split second. Now, I would trade this short bias, but you know that could have kept going, and then you guys go, "Oh, Professor's so stupid." So you know, you just don't know. Let me get the scanners over here. Let me get this over here. When I restarted, the scanners went all over the place. I mean, yeah, scanners. Watch list scanners. Okay, so I probably want to get away from this. Let's see what else we got going here. Too early. So for those of you that follow me, welcome back. What we're looking for is usually past the 15-minute mark to look for consolidation for this strike and recoil. I often say by mistake the scalp and recoil, but it's the strike. My name is copywritten. No, it's not. Somebody wants to go to that trouble, they should have it. I've gone down the copyright thing. It's a big nightmare, and you got to keep paying for it. I don't know if you know that. You can't just copyright something once, which takes like 6 to 8 months, but then you have to keep paying for it. And usually when you establish something with a copyright once, somebody else might be able to copyright what you have, but they have a pretty hard time stopping you from using it, you know, if you let your copyright expire. There's just some copyright news, being somebody who is copyrighting many things. Wow, this is very tempting, huh? Short biased off these high levels that hit all the way to 430. There's nothing, we have to wait 15 minutes. So dare I blow my profits? Some of you are cheering, others are like, don't do it. So we are trying to pay our mortgage this month. Oh yeah, let me show you where we're at. So yesterday I did come back in the afternoon for those of you that were with me, and we just broke 209. So still hate seeing that red day, but so we are just like $82 from breaking, making our 2,200, which according to ChatGPT is the average mortgage payment. So we're almost there and have all these days. So if we don't get red days, we'll make that, which is cool. Yeah, more and more now, if it comes back up, I'd be more inclined to go short up here. So we're looking for close to the anywhere around 430 would be worth taking a recoil, honestly. But I'm going to keep the share size low and just take a look at this if it goes up there. I'm going to wait because, you know, I want the best possible chance to not get destroyed on this stock. So 28 it hit. Okay, I'll go in it right there. It's not all the way up, but tried to catch it fast there. It might just, the way this is moving, it can swale up and hit me. There we go. So we got a few bucks out of that. Remember, I'm only doing 25 shares, so that's decent, you know. So, and that's mostly to keep my potential loss from getting just horrible. Yeah, because you imagine if you had 100 shares and you're moving $4 and $5. What was the range of that candle? Range of that candle was $4.84. So you could go up or down $484. So those of you that have the stomach for that, go for it. And I know many of you do. I know many of my Zoom traders are already doing that this morning. So I'm quarterbacking without taking the risk myself. So we're up at the VWAP again. I'm going to go for it. See if it picked me up. It didn't. I'm going to cancel that order. That would have been great, huh? If I got that. Jeez. It was $29 all the way down to. It would have been another 50 quick dollars there for the 25 shares. I am really playing with fire here, overstaying my welcome here. We'll go for it. Pick me up 29.08. Looking for a recoil quickly. We're looking for a recoil quickly, please. It's not recoiling. That's not good. We need some green recoil, please. Oh, that's not good. Wow. Can it recoil now? Nope, it's taken away. See, I knew I was playing with fire. Took away all my profit. And it's going up higher. Something happened in the market that I need to worry about. No, I'm not watching it right now. I know I'm getting hurt. I was so happy a minute ago. Some people believe this should be going up. Now, I can definitely hold this into a swing at 25 shares on this account if I want to take that chance. I mean, I can't get hurt real bad with this low share size, but it's just a question of do I want to deal with that. Here comes the center line. So I'm not adding to this, is what I'm telling you. So if I see a lot of momentum going down, I might add to it. Let's see if it reclaims the VWAP. I'm almost back to green for the day. This is where you would want to go short. It's up at the center line up here. Fun, fun, fun. We're in the soup. We're waiting for it to get over to the other where we can really do this strike and recoil, but hopefully I won't get too much in the hole to try that. Just nothing but buyers right now. Not good to see for me. We need a big retracement now. Oh, top analysts boost their forecasts. Upbeat Q2 earning. Oh, so that's what came out. I didn't see that. 931 that came out, that story. You got to look at analyst stuff too, so I might just take a hit here. I might just get out of this because I didn't see that story. That's not good news for going short. Yeah, I'm going to get out. Well, that's too bad, but at least I'm savable for the day. Yeah, I did not see that story. That changed it all. I should have been watching the news a little closer. Oh, Man, that's why it's important, up-to-date news when you're playing such a volatile stock. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. I'm just wondering if I should go long now on this. But now we have conflicting data, and I would really be chasing it for sure here. So there is the ATR overall low right there. That's the entire ATR right there. You can see it on the 5-minute. Everything is going up this morning. What's going on? I'm adjusting my SPY and my Q here. Is it gonna use the ATR low as the resistance? It could be in the center line of the pre-market. What was I at? I was at like 28 or something, right? When I first got in a minute ago. Not that that matters. It's too soon for your market magnet. There's your VWAP. I'd like to see it go down to reclaim that. I might go long right here and try to get this back. Micron to 700. Another. My God. Wow, there's more news coming out about this stock. I'm going to actually go long here if it picks me up. I think this is about to pop. So based on catalyst, that's all I got, you know. So I'll hold this until I'm going to hold this until I'm really bad off or I'm green again. So let me see if we are up to the ATR is, I'm at 33. So this should get me green if it goes back to the ATR. 33.31. Now the prudent thing would be take baby steps up and get it back. It just moves so fast that I might miss it. There's a rickshaw man. That should stop that. We made a little bull flag here on the 1 minute, which is good. Getting ready to get out at a pop here if it pops up. I won't overstay my welcome. It's already a $50 trade, which is cool. I'm just staying longer based on the news, you know, that it's going to keep going up. Not good to see that happen. Spread's pretty big, and the way it's moving is pretty big. If I go out on market, it's gonna hurt me pretty bad. I think they love that. That little algorithm loves to make sure the split's not in your favor because they pocket that money, man. It. Here we go. Here's the big push. Get me green. I was $14 down. I was so close. Waiting it out. This is not exactly the strike and recoil strategy, guys. If you're new here, this is just a trade. So I dug a little hole. I'm trying to dig out. There we go, 25 cents. What a bold profit. I'm very proud of myself, if you can't tell. Now I would like to leave the stock. So we're 15 minutes in. All right, so let's see what we got. Oracle went straight up. So I'm looking at this right here on a 1 minute and see if I want to zoom in on something here. So I look for a bias, but see, I'm really short bias. So right now, NVIDIA is exciting. Wow, it went down to 175. I'm holding a swing on that, as you guys know, so I'm getting hurt. But it's very small share size, excuse me. This could be the rise before the dip on all of these. I was going to say, that one looks good. No, we're going to stay away from that. Probably AMD. That looks like the best one. Let's get a look over there based on that 1 minute chart. And let's just, first of all, let me just look here for a minute. That was 7 cents. Yeah, okay, that's enough. So for the strike and recoil, what I'm doing is I am looking on the level 2, and within a few seconds I want this to move at least 10 cents. Then I know I have the volatility up and down to catch a good recoil. That's all there is to it. Now, you don't really need to be good at reading level 2, and it doesn't matter that much on large cap anyway, because it's really hard to see a big enough share size that it's going to make a difference on level 2. So it stopped at your low pre-market level. That's what those dots are. It's given us our range long and our range short, which is decent on a 1 minute candle right now. We'll bring this up to 50 shares till we get a feel for it. Let me open up this Pro a little bit bigger too. Okay, so we can kind of see the strength of the buyers and where they were with the volume and the strength of the sellers. So the stronger moves, other than the very open, have been the seller. Well, no, it's buyers really. Looks like a star chart. Well, I'd be inclined, since I'm short biased, to go short off that level, which is the even dollar level too, the 195. Take a short if it hits up there and go for a recoil or anywhere near that, because it may stop in like 88 or 92. It might fade off the whole dollar. Remember, they're psychological levels, so you might see me go in right in front of those. What's our spread? Yeah, I'll start with the ask. Tried to get in, so I got in at 87 and looking for a recoil there. Might hurt me first. We had our fun, our excitement at the open. Yeah, see, I was looking for those numbers going the other way here. A double digit. We have the ATR low as a serious resistance, you would think, up there. And we are going short biased, even though it is going up right now. So it goes against my nature to be short biased, but it does look like it wants to go up right now. So might want to get out of this really for a tiny amount and reassess. Tried to get out for like 350 there. $6 cents on 50 shares, $3 roughly. I'm going to hold it there for a second just to try to get out of this trade and go short a little higher up. Is it gonna resist off that ATR low? 195, like, what is that? 195.37. Canceled that order. Man, it's sure not acting like it wants to go down today, huh, guys? A little early, I know. It is hard to pull this market down. I was just reading the news to make sure I'm not missing something here. It broke the ATR, so it's not giving us any kind of data other than a red line on the screen. Federal Reserve just made an announcement there about capital changes. Not a good story for me to be going short on. Really? I'm about to get out of this. Again, we're not consolidating yet, so I'm actually just jumping in way too early, you know, taking a chance way too early. This is not a consolidation pattern. I went off a level there on a short bias, and it's not doing well for me. It's coming back. See if it really comes back. I'm actually just going to grab it there at a loss. I don't have faith that it's going to keep going down. So 195 would be the level I'm thinking about buying at now. Buying the dip. Now, is it going to hurt me the other way? If I get in this? What was its high up here? 71. Plenty of room to go long, even there. Never came down where I wanted it. Again, I'm telling myself, I don't really have anything to go on here. We don't have enough consolidation for a recoil. We do have the $half mark and the whole dollar 195 here. That's what I was going to go off of, which is also the pre-market low. But right now we're kind of in the middle. Does seem like the ATR is starting to have some respect. Okay. Okay, so 07 is not where I wanted it, but I don't think it's that bad right now. So let's go break that ATR. I'll take that if it gives it to me. So I'm almost bailed back out on that little recoil. You look at the ask, because the spread made the difference. If you're watching the money, it was not a good trade, but it actually was like almost the entire what I lost a minute ago. So just getting our feet wet here. Let's try to get some sort of a pattern. I'm doing your wishful thinking patterns right now. Whoa, look at Apple go. Apple stopped at the high pre-market. What is that price? Oh, so Apple's getting very close to my swing position. I have a swing on Nvidia and on Apple right now. Let's take a look at those for a minute. Well, no, hey, I don't want to leave this right now. Just I was going to show you guys. So part of the thing I've been talking about is, besides just having this, that's just a safe way to trade, other than me trading at the open, which I don't recommend you do. Right now, I'm $1.40 down on two trades, right? So that's safe. You know, that's not very far down. So obviously you want it to go up, but I mean at the same time, you're moving like a tortoise. You're just trying to make $100, $200 a day, $300 a day. I was a little too soon, didn't have a pattern. The other idea is to have some short-term swings on and I would want to swing long. I pretty much take all my swings long. So it's difficult right now. But on a stock that you trust it's going to always end up going up. So if you get caught in it for a week, a month, 6 months, you know eventually you get your money back. So you want to make sure you're not on margin, and you just do like 25 shares or 50 shares. And if you want to scale in, it's like, because it's just such a great opportunity to add to that and double down on those share size. But you've seen me do it. I mean, I'm making another $100, $200, $500 a day, or every couple of days, just doing those type of swings. So I'm going to pick the big stocks that I think are too low, like the big movers, like Apple and Nvidia and AMD and Palantir and stocks like that, Oracle, that I believe are going to come back, and just keep the share size low, and it works. They come back, for those types of swings. And as with anything, how the market reveals itself, you may change that strategy. That's just a current strategy. It would be lovely if there was just something you could learn and then just that'll work every time, or 90% of the time. But you have to always evolve. Learning how to do the strike and recoil is basically getting you ready for those other types of swings and stuff too, learning the movement and learning to control your maximum loss per trade. And yeah, I should have jumped in down there at the ATR, clearly. Again, when it just goes straight up, I got no data. Maybe go short off that level. I don't think I want to go short right now. That's the center pre-market level. SPY and the QQQ are going down right now. That's why it's saying that, and depending on where the VWAP is and the gaps are, this is giving you readings dynamically in the moment. I'd like to see this reclaim the VWAP before I go long right now, or get closer to it. This is the bulk of your capital down here, so you're just chasing a shooting star here to go after it. Not that it's a huge amount of money that it's moved, but these large caps, that's a lot of shares to move them like that. Apple fell off the ATR. That's a good sign to trade that. See if that keeps bouncing that. That's the RV. No, I'm sorry. It fell off the pre-market high. When the chart's so compact, I can't tell what line I'm looking at. Palantir fell off the ATR quarter. Oracle fell off the ATR quarter. Look at that. We got a hangman and a rickshaw man telling you that we're going to have some consolidation here, which might be a good sign. Again, I'd rather go short biased, even though it's done this move. Sellers are pretty weak. Buyers are stronger within the volume candles. Since I'm trading at short biased, I was less likely to capitalize on that move going up. Frankly, I need to wait for this to do something. I can sit here and stare and wait, or I can try to find something that's moving. Let's take a look at Tesla. It's actually grinding right now. Usually I like Tesla in the afternoons. Well, let's see if there's anything this morning. Oh no, it's showing it going up here. Well, not really. It's kind of straight across right there. I do not understand why this is putting that little don't do it sign there. That is beyond my recollection of being taught on Thinkorswim what that means. So I'll have to look that up. Obviously I have some setting locked in the wrong. It's something very simple that I just don't know how to deal with it. So I just won't adjust it down. It's quicker to adjust on the volume usually when there's such a mess with all these whole and half dollar lines that okay, this is actually looking pretty good, guys. I'm going to go higher share size here. Let me look at this. Okay, let me set a smoothing level up here. This is right above 22 cents. Let me read the news on Tesla. Rivian stock surges, 2.5 billion invested from Uber robotaxis coming soon. So that's not the best news for Tesla. Rivian stock surges. Boy, why aren't we over there? Why didn't that hit the scanner? Did those hit the scanner? I do not see it. Of course, that could have all happened in the pre-market. So that was a lower high there, and that was a lower high there. So we're getting some short-term rejection here. Really hesitate to play this long, honestly. And we got a level here that's doable right there to bank off of, right below the 83, 383. I'm just trying to get a feel for this here too. We have enough data now. I mean, kind of like playing this market very conservatively. We're over 32 minutes into the session, and I'm down $1 or whatever it is. I just don't have confidence in the bias. I just don't with this weird market right now. One of the reasons this is up here, so I don't have to constantly look at the SPY and the QQQ, SMH, and where's the VWAP in relation, where's the gap. So here's your VWAP. Tesla is acting more like a traditional stock these days, but with higher volume, which is cool. That it does respect VWAP levels, historical data levels. So it's gotten easier to trade Tesla. Look at that quadruple stop at that, whatever that is. Let me mark that for now just to see if it's going to continue to do that. That's very new data and nothing you really want to count on for too much. So it just hit the VWAP again. What's our spread for? Okay. Looking for it to get near the 83, 383. I'll buy. Nope. Okay. I was going to go and mark it just to make sure I got in. Yes, I said buy. That is almost an abandoned baby, a rickshaw man between these two. A very pretty strong reversal sign right there on a short-term basis there. Candlestick pattern playbook, guys. Learn your candlestick patterns. It's the only one that rates them, and I have the ones I really care about memorized, but you don't need to know them all. There's like 10 that would be good to know. Tapped that VWAP. 24. I did not see that happen. Rather go short up here. Break out up here. That Rivian news. Tesla's roadway denigration detection system faces U.S. safety investigation. I mean, bad news about Tesla, good news about Rivian. Okay. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try to get out fast for a recoil. Got out 14 bucks. So I went long, which I wanted to get out really fast because of that. As I'm reading bad news about Tesla, it's like just get out fast. If that started to dip, I was going to take a loss. I wasn't going to hang around to see who's reading the news next, you know. So this is a potential, and I mean potential support level, not actually. I'm just going to get rid of that. I wouldn't trust that for anything. All right, let's go short off the anywhere near the 384, anywhere near this gray line. Take a chance. Play it short bias based off of its news and the overall market. If it gives us an opportunity up there, I'll go market to make sure I get in. It's down below the lower channel now. Broke the VWAP. I just got rid of that level. Anywhere near 384, I will sell on market to make sure I get in. And be prepared to recoil quickly for a small gain. $10, $20, $30 if I get a spike. Don't overstay my welcome. Work our way up. It's nice and slow. Plenty of chances if you get in to catch the recoil either way, the way it's moving. You just got to be careful. It's, you know, it spikes right when you try it. That's why I'm kind of using the whole and half dollar levels and then putting a couple of smoothing levels. I mean, it fell off this, so it didn't make a breakout up here. I'd love to see it break out and then go short up in here, you know, but I'll go short right at the level. Like I said, if it hits it there, knowing that I can, you know, scale in if it continues to go up. Then I have to make a quick call like, oops, maybe I don't want to scale in anymore and just take a loss. This is the exciting part about trading. No one knows. Look at the data and make your best guess you got. Take that. 79. I think that's decent. I'm liking that. Little bigger recoil. There we go, 23. So I got $11, no, whatever that was. $9, I think, because it slipped so bad. So, but it did work. It did recoil off that level. So it kind of hit its high again up there, 84, briefly. Right now, it doesn't matter whether it's going long or short. You're just catching the recoils. Watch these big candles, guys. I'm looking below 83 to go in long. It's got to be down in here. And 83 seems to be holding it pretty good now. A whole dollar level, 83, 383, I'm saying. So we'll see. So in this market, you're going to really want to be short biased, I think. What do we got for this? Is saying down. The SPY and the QQQ are kind of flat right now. The SPY's at its quarter ATR level, holding strong. Also at its high. It's right at its high right now, so it's gone up. I'm looking at the scanners. Yeah, SPY's up $2. QQQ is up $1. So this is really just pretty much nothing. Is how you got to look at that. Nvidia's down $1. MU's back. I'm glad I didn't keep shorting that for 441 now from its opening of 424. Now that was supposed to go down. All data was saying. Apple's up roughly $1. Oh, okay, so it's presenting a possible buy down here. And do I have any news on this? Nope. I'm going to take that. I got it at 70. So I'm looking for a quick recoil. I don't want to overstay my welcome there. That wasn't too bad. We got a quick recoil off that lower dip near the abandoned baby. And our MACD sent it up there a little while ago. This is the biased one, still sending it down. MACD sent it down at this level too. This is a good level to short up here, where it worked for us before. And so I am short biased. I'm very worried, more worried about taking the long recoils, the upward recoil. So you saw the volume increase, and you heard an alarm. Volume was increasing as this was going up, and then it flipped to the next candle. So that's why it turned off. But this is pretty high volume, almost 188,000 per 1 minute candle. So that's some decent. There's a lot of people over here helping us, which helps the patterns. You know, the more people. Let me just make sure I'm not missing something on the 5 minute here. Yeah. You don't want to call those tombstones right at the bottom, right? So they can be rickshaw mans or a reverse hangman there. Oh, look at that. I missed that tap up there. I recoiled already. That would have been a great recoil there. Let's take it. Let's get it up there again. Over the 84 would be really good, in my opinion. That level is so respected. What's going on with that, huh? I just put a smoothing level there. It's almost like he knew. You just look at how many times it taps and just look for a repeat. That's all that is, you know. So, yep. It's like on Zoom we have them trading 1,000 shares, doing the exact same thing. And 500 shares. So it's up to you what kind of share size you want to do. Tried to catch it on the upswing. 92. Unfortunately, it went way higher right after I hit that. That got me to 46. By the time it filled me, do you see how long that took? That was ridiculous. So I recoiled off the near the 84, 384. It's still going. Remember, green is green. Don't worry about money left on the table. Just get out of the trade. Take your money. That was over 10 cents. Here's your target is 34 cents down, 39 up right now, the way it's moving. So probably waiting for 20 cents would have been a better. I never want to wait for the whole target. And don't get bored and start jumping in the middle of this range, because we've got a pretty good range happening. Remember, long bias, be more afraid to go long down here. I mean short bias. Did I say long bias? Be more afraid to go long because you're short biased. I'm rewinding my words in my head. Did you say the right thing? Boy, I'm looking forward to that Hail Mary movie, man, coming out. I'm waiting to go with my friends on Saturday, even though I think it opens today. And I really like Ryan Gosling. There was a time I just thought he was kind of weird, but now he's such a bright guy, just a likable guy, honestly. He used to be in the Disney Kids, I guess, the Disney group. I saw him when he was promoting the stuff with Harrison Ford and the two of them together, and I really love Harrison Ford, so I was just like, God, look at the respect that Harrison Ford's given Ryan Gosling. He must be pretty cool, in person. That was off subject, obviously. Waiting for the channels, trying to calm my mind and not take these little stupid trades in the middle of the magnet. Right at the VWAP, right at the magnet. This is where you don't want to trade. You want it to be pulled back toward it, or pulled back down toward it, or pulled up toward it. So enter in the divergence. Yeah, I'll take that. Wow, I waited. I got it too late, honestly. Well, again, it took forever to fill me on that, but slowly creeping up. This is getting pretty easy to call. I don't want to jinx myself, but It is just being very consistent here. So get ready for channel hopping, I call it, where it's just suddenly down here and starts grinding, or up here and starts grinding, and you're just out of position, you know. So you're like waiting and missing all the trades. Look at these consolidating candles. Beautiful. No new stories since 906 on Tesla. Oops, we're down there again. I'm looking at data. Yeah, everything's going down right now, Q and the SPY, so be careful going long right at that level. Again, I want to be short biased. I'd rather be taking these short up here. You know, I talk like a teacher, like I'm giving you advice, but remember, you need to make your own decisions. I'm almost like talking to myself when I say, remember, you know. Oh boy, yeah, that's where I would go long, and I'm just worried that it's going to drop here and do some channel hopping. That's the lowest it's been. Yeah, so here we go. So now it's 50 cents off going in. No, I'm sorry, it's 20 cents off going in that level. So this may be the beginning of the fade today. Sellers have been in control. This is the fifth candle. Here's the bottom of the market magnet, which we should be able to trust this far into the market. Set for large cap and mega cap. That's its range, high, low. So that could be support right below the 382 whole dollar level. Again, I don't want to go long on this. So we have to wait now, because let's see if it can retrace back up to like the 380, 386 area where it was. Do we have enough in the middle? I mean, if I could make a smoothing area like around here, but that's sketch. It's at the 50 cent, really. Everything's down across the board. SPY and the Q are down. Nvidia's back. It is open. Baba's up $2. Interesting. Palantir's down 2. No rhyme, no reason there. AMD's up $2. Now, anything below $200 normally would be an incredible buy for AMD, and anything below 250 is an incredible buy for Apple normally. But if we're about to hit a serious bear market because of all this nonsense, then yeah, all bets are off. Yeah, I'm getting ready to walk away from this now because I can't call it anymore. Is there anything else consolidating here? Oracle's hitting yesterday's open and close levels. MU hit that ATR low again and just serious rejection off of that. Which was something I probably want to stay away from, but right around the 446 level it rejected. Its open was at 424. SPY's up $1 now. QQQ's up $1. Yeah, they just did a little reversal there. That might mean that buying this, see, this also just switched based on that data. Buying it down here might be, yeah, I don't want to do it though. I got to find something else here. So let's take another look at Apple to see if it's got some levels we can work with here. Got on so many scanners, I got to find, where's my Apple? Yeah, it's playing in the pre-market above the center line. and it used the pre-market high to reject. That's good data. That's good stuff to know for a possible repeating of that situation. Let's see. Again, I'm looking for a consolidation. That's why I left Tesla, because it was starting to just go straight down. So we needed to recover. So this is the ATR quarter level. That's the pre-market high. That's your market magnet center for large and mega caps, and specific to this stock, obviously. And this is the overall bias of the entire market, and it's saying down right now. Yeah, everything just did an about face since I looked a second ago. So this is dynamic and up to the moment. Is this going to support it again here at the 250.26 level? VWAP's right below the 250, which would be a better entry long if we wanted to play it long. But again, I'd rather be short biased and get it near, back up here near the quarter. Let me do a smoothing level here. So it had some, it was stopping more than once right around the 251. Yeah. So that's a possible short area right there. How fast are we moving here? 3 cents. Wow. Whatever you buy or sell here, you're in it for a while just to make a few bucks, unless you go really high share size. There was 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents. Well, that's not too bad. 8 cents as it broke. So your VWAP's at right around 250. That is a whole $10 level too, which I would consider a support level. Again, remember, short bias though, so going long off the levels is definitely risky. Apple seems to be holding its 250 nice and strong. It opened at 249.41, went down to 248 before it went up. Let me take a look at this pattern here. Just trying to take in everything before I start to make a move on this. Really, really churning even, which is good. That's what we want. We want consolidation. I think this level is good for a short, 251. That's playing short bias, and then could scale in maybe at 252 if it starts to go up. And that would be a real short bias trade that you should drop off that pre-market high. It hasn't broken it yet, really, just barely. But it is hitting a flat bottom here at the center line. And you got the VWAP for backup right there, and the market magnet right below it. A lot of data says up from here. See how long this short bias is. We are on watching a molasses stock move right here. So compared to Tesla. Wow, Tesla dropped. I'm just looking at it. It just hit the, is that the ATR low? Yeah, it hit the ATR low. Wow, that's the whole ATR it hit. It turned around right at the ATR low, Tesla did. So let's see if that supports it. Palantir's still on a downward slide. It hit the quarter ATR and turned around. Oracle's pretty much up. MU's pretty much up, still banging off the ATR low. Oh. So if you just came in, it's a scalp and recoil strategy. We're looking, strike and recoil strategy. We are looking for a quick move up, and then we go the opposite direction on the recoil, try to take a quick profit and get out. Keeping share size low, going for our mortgage payment for the month, which is an average of $2,200. I'm there right now, I believe, and we still have lots of the month to go. Just slow and steady like a tortoise, and See how it just keeps holding it right down here. Instead of the hair where you lose, it might be more fun, but you lose money. So there's your 250 level down there. So let's not get confused. Yeah, I don't even want to keep that there. This is too slow, guys. I can't. I mean, I do see that it moved 20 cents from up here, but this is just so slow that maybe that's good for those people that like that, but lower highs for a while now. Yeah, kind of. Stair stepping down, short biased, looking for something. I was looking for something. It doesn't look like it's going to reclaim that area. Right now, it's trying to reclaim its VWAP. Trying to read all this data at once here. SPY rested along the ATR low, just bounced right back up, almost like the escalator strategy. Just oh, Thinkorswim just froze on me there. Apple made $900 million from AI last year. Why rivals burned through their cash? That story was at 10.19. Why didn't it turn the stock around? 900 million wasn't enough to give you confidence? Okay, so there's the VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and go long against my own advice off of those levels, 250 and the VWAP, and see if we can get a recoil. I got it at 249.99. See how slow that is going up? It's like we're going any direction. I mean, it's just almost untradeable. It's so slow. It's just could have got $4. Was looking for a little bigger move. Breaking the VWAP now. Making me regret that I went against my own advice for short biased. I don't know if I want to add to this. The biased is the wrong way. The market magnet stop it. I'm not looking for a recover. I'm just going to get out if it keeps hurting me here. I was looking for a quick recoil. It didn't happen, and now we're just tempting fate to stay in this if it keeps dropping here. It's trying to turn around at the magnet, so I'm giving it a minute here. This is a large cap, 50% level that is often respected on the market magnet. Just go get that VWAP. Go get that VWAP. Don't put that down. Hit the VWAP for a second. Yeah, I'm just going to get out. Bad trade. It's like watching molasses in winter. Just can't do it. I'm just waiting to see if I made a mistake. Looks like I did. It would have been even money there a couple of times, I think. I mean, it's just a tiny trade, obviously, but annoying. Annoying. What do we got today? Nothing to write home about, right? $44. I think my accuracy is at like 50% right now, which is disturbing. This is why I just do not like trading these markets when they're like this. All right, we're leaving this because it's too slow. Tesla did come down and stop at the ATR, so let's just see if it's grinding again, if it's found a level to grind at. At least we know we have the volatility here. Yeah, we're going to get rid of these levels. Wow, that's a very laggy reaction. It's like somewhere right here it just stops doing what it's supposed to do here. I don't understand why that is there. It's some just way I've got something turned on. It shouldn't be turned on there. I don't know what it is. Some setting. Ooh, that looks pretty. So we got pre-market low and ATR, overall ATR low right there. That turned it around. So going short biased, probably off this VWAP area, or 283 might be worth a shot. Knowing it can go a buck off your position, so I just kind of want to wait for it to slow down from going straight up. So that was up $2. Stuck in a $200 negative trade. We don't want to see that. I'm gonna come back in the afternoon, guys, if I'm having trouble with this price action as usual, making any money here for this type of trading. It's just, these are not momentum stocks, so you got to play the consolidation, and yet it has to move enough within the consolidation. And the bias is continually switching from long to short, something you don't want to see. See how it switched down just a second ago? That was up. So it's going to stop at the 382 and start going back down. I would rather go short. That was a 40-cent trade, 40 bucks. With 100 shares, I mean, you know. So it's saying only, it says target 47 up, 21 down right now. Spread's only 4 cents, so market getting in the trade would probably be best. Look at that hangman right there. That's a reversal sign as it goes up, so tempting to go short here, I gotta tell you. See if it spikes up, and I'll try to catch a recoil on a short. Missed the chance. Making a potential bear flag on the 5-minute. Coming up to the 5-minute multi-chart alignment. Right now, all the 5-minute people see green. Everybody does, except the 1 hour and 4 hour. Right now, the Q, the SPY, SMH are all up. The day is strong, going up. It keeps changing its... Wow. I'm going to go for it. Big chance. I'm trying to catch the recoil. I got a little bit there. I think that was only $9, but it was something. I went for 12 bucks, and it, you know, it moved before it filled. But this is very tedious, this type of trading right now, because it's doing too much swaling. It's not consolidating. So I'm trying to catch the beginning of a consolidation is what I'm trying to do, which is dangerous. So we're at the VWAP now, which I had my eye on, right at the 82 level. That's 82.50 now. This was starting to come down. That's the bulk of your capital. Market magnets right there telling you that, firming that up, that like if you want to go short at 83, you're probably safe. It didn't make it up there. I mean, certainly safe for, I mean, probably safe for a very short-term trade to go short at 283. We've been trading for an hour and 6 minutes, and we don't have a lot to show for it. $50. Well, almost halfway to the target of our mortgage for the month. It's green. That's important. Kind of wish I would have kept the MU money that I blew away from the opening trade. I know you guys have heard that a few times. The thing about trading is you always have to push the envelope. You're always, you know, if you start losing confidence to push the envelope, then you need to lower your share size and get your confidence back. And you've just always trying to get to that goal by pushing the envelope. And on trading days like this, it can be difficult, where you just don't, you don't have a clear bias. Any type of news story can change everything on across the entire, not just even sector now, just the entire market. Yeah, Iran attack wipes out 17% of the Qatar's, I can't pronounce that name, LNG capacity. I want to say Qatar, but it's not. It's Qatar, I think. And S&P 500 stalls at Middle East. This is Benzinga Pro news. It's coming out right now. Yeah, you'd like to think that this is going to reclaim this area right now, but that's generally bad news that just hit us there on those stories. Those are recent stories. Everything's going down. Q the SPY. Nvidia's down $1, which is, some would say, is the market. Yeah, I'm looking across. If you look at these charts, everything is showing red now suddenly. I don't know if it was that story or something else. Tempting to just jump in short here. See how the sellers got stronger right there? 76%. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to go. It broke the 81. I'm going to try to go short off that. It's going to have a little bit of a recoil. The wrong way, I mean. Playing it short biased. And it's taken away all my profits. We got to wait for this market to be consolidating. I think the afternoon's the way to go. It's just I'm not that far out of position, honestly, to hold this. So I'm going to hold this for a little bit, and I think I can, whatever happens, I can dig out in the afternoon is the way I'm seeing it. Buyers hit there, but they weren't exactly real strong just as that happened. Getting ready to double down on this as we get up higher here and go for it, like really go for it here. That's 30, that's 82. So that was a whole dollar up. All right, dude. Let's drop this. Let's go back down. Make me proud. Now I'm stuck for a few minutes here, so. We're green again. Well, we were briefly. We've lived at 84 for a little while. I would like to add up here more than at the actual. Although I would have got out if I would have had a profit had I added up there when it came back down. There it goes. Sellers got real weak right there. Not a good sign to hold this into this. Guitar. 70% of guitars. Okay, we're starting to fade again. Here we go. Let's make a profit. Let's get down there. Wish I would have added up there. Still playing it short biased, hanging out. Back at 82, I will short again. I will add to my share size if it gets that high. Just I keep looking at the stories to make sure nothing is actually changing this. I mean, the bias changed on the SPY and the QQ. That's why it suddenly started to go. But they're barely holding on. They're right at their VWAP levels, both of them. This VWAP is up here, so technically it should pull to higher, but just hasn't been. I mean, eventually, the question is when, you know. We just crossed the 15 minutes, so I'd like to see this make a move on that. So the 15 minute was red. The only green thing right now is a 30-minute based on that move. Looks like it's about to just plummet here. This isn't telling you that, but the level 2 is. So I took it. I didn't want to get over greedy. I saw it coming. I called it, and it just was like, okay. You never know if the imbalance is really going to work. So now all that was $17. I thought it was more than that. Whatever. So, all right, I'm going to come back in the afternoon, guys. That's my plan. And when this is a little easier to call, I'm hoping. And we'll go from there. So I hope you guys are doing well this morning. And I will see you soon. Thanks for all the good comments. And go green out there.